Welcome to episode 18 of Hard Factor. Thank you, Pat. Yes, 818. Threw me off. It's Thursday, November 18th, 2021.
Wait, episode 8, so no COVID?
818. No, I wish. COVID's here forever.
Right.
They actually said that it'll be endemic, hopefully, which means it'll stay around forever. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. It's Mark, Pat, Wes, and I'm Will today, full crew, to talk about, what do we got today, fellas? What are we talking about?
The coffee is full. She's full, as they like to say. And it's not exactly all puppies and rainbows and kittens. So
right. It's like Fauci saying coronavirus will be endemic, hopefully.
Right. It's like the herpes of cups of coffees.
Nice.
Yeah.
But your body does get better at fighting it.
Yes.
2021.
Unless you're stressed. Yes.
So for those of you guys with herpes out there, it's just something to look forward to. As you get older,
Yeah.
your body is like a well-oiled herpes fighting machine.
Oh, you're saying your body can ward the herpes off better
Your body knows the drill.
the older it gets? Okay.
I go 5 years nowadays.
Nice.
Sometimes I tricked myself.
We're going to talk about some...
Yeah, I was like, am I the cure?
Yeah.
I should send my blood in.
Speaking of that, we're talking about some natural immunity later. So
We're talking about that piece of shit mayor that revenge porned his ex-girlfriend. Getting into some of the specifics of this guy just went on a real journey, and he's a real piece of trash.
I like it.
We're going to dive into a world that I don't think many people have heard of. And it is interesting, and it is dark. So
that sounds fun.
It's a dark episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, it's actually the TikTok International Moment's going to end pretty dark, too. So, yeah, no, that's... before we get going, though, make sure to follow @HardFactorNews on Instagram. We're so close to that 50,000. Come on, push
Hey,
it.
why aren't we at 50,000 yet? I don't understand. Will, 'cause all week you've been asking people to stop what they're doing and follow to get us to 50. And I know that our listener base is big enough to where they could just put us to 50. Why aren't we at 50 yet?
Yeah, just create one burner account too, like with your second email. You all have alternate emails. Just create a burner account.
I don't even think it's
Follow
that,
Hard
Mark. I
Factor.
think it's laziness.
Yeah, it's freeloading. That's what it
People
is.
need to click the button.
Come on,
Please. Click the
pretty
button.
close there.
Also, help us get to 35K on TikTok, 25K on Twitter. Sorry, we don't have, we got to hit another viral Instagram video or something.
Oh, don't worry.
Either that or
We will.
we're going to have to, come on, click the button, people. Okay.
The one TikTok video is almost at 3 million views right now. And also, Will, tomorrow is trivia.
Friday. Trivia.
Trivia.
Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Trivia. Patreon.com/hardfactor. Send in the car tier, and you can play trivia with us Friday night. It's going to be fucking awesome.
Okay, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
All right. First up, fun fact of the day. There were 2 PlayStation 1 games that had scratch and sniff CDs. FIFA 2001, seen here, that when you scratched it and sniffed it, smelled like a soccer field. And Gran Turismo 2, which smelled like car tires when you scratched and sniffed it.
Really?
Yeah, just don't scratch it too hard, right?
It doesn't seem like a
that
good
doesn't
idea.
play. No, when you scratch the wrong side, you can't play the game. I don't think it didn't last very long. It was a failed,
Very
it
dumb
was
feature. Yeah.
horrible
Especially-
marketing.
You throw that to a couple tizzes.
Oh, yeah. Fingerprints all over the thing. It's encouraging you to fuck up the disc.
I remember my buddy once we got it was the first Xbox, and we went to Best Buy. We're in 7th grade, and we went to Best Buy and got a Tiger Woods game, and we're down in his basement, and he lifts the Xbox vertically while it's playing, and just ruined the entire game.
Never played again.
No, that was a tough day.
It's a
Bonus
bad noise. Everybody's heard that at least once.
I was like, I don't think that's gonna play anymore. Bonus fun fact: bonus dog. In September 2007, a guy named Kevin Shelley broke 46 wooden toilets, putting Will to shame.
Fuck.
Yeah, he did it a little differently, though. He was filming like a North Korean martial arts style hype video and broke them all with his head in under an hour, under a minute, 46 under a minute, setting a world record. The previous world record was probably 0, as no one else had tried to break wooden toilets over their head.
Right.
You mean like the lid of the toilet?
Yeah, the lid, yeah.
Those things are solid. Those
He
those
did
wooden
46
toilets?
in a minute. Yeah.
Those are
Those
solid.
also
More sense. They're not that solid, Wes.
Were
Oh,
you-
yeah, they are.
They snap like a twig.
I know I couldn't do it.
You apply the pressure correctly, those things will just snap right away.
Karate
Well, I might
master.
snap off the hinges, but I don't know if you could break
No,
one over
the
your head.
ring. You can snap the ring.
He's
very
holding the
easily.
ring in his hand and he's breaking it over.
Oh, I thought you were
his
talking about the top lid.
No. The
Wes.
ring, the toilet ring.
You're gonna want
Where
to
you put
take
your butt.
Will's word for this.
Why would that be wooden? The
There's
the
some top lid
tank?
toilets out
There's
there.
no,
top
yeah,
lid
the wood ones
toilets.
have wood top and
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyway,
Also, speaking of the old consoles, remember the
They're
red
very nice.
Ring of Death? Speaking of rings and
Yeah.
consoles. Oof.
and I heard the new Microsoft,
You didn't want that. I was on Xbox.
the Red Ring of Death. It was bad, and it's like the blue screen of death, which is coming back apparently with the new Microsoft update. Now,
Really?
I guess it went away, and everyone
computer could just-
they want it back. Now you know when your computer is killed again by the blue screen of death. All right, let's move on to holidays. Today is National Princess Day. Congratulations, Wes. National I don't know. I looked this up, but I fucked it up. Vichyssoise Day, which is a French soup. It's like a creamy soup. Mickey Mouse's birthday. Happy birthday, Mickey. World Pancreatic Cancer Day. Great American Smokeout, and National Rural Health Day. So, all right.
Rural
You know
Health
what?
Day.
You know what? This is going to be a big day that Will needs to mark down because Princess Day is coming for him every year. Yeah.
November 18th. Put it in
Yeah,
my
remember
calendar.
that for the baby girl. All right.
I
Today-
also like to get down on the Great American Smokeout. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. The Thursday before Thanksgiving. Isn't it supposed to be also the day of Thanksgiving? I thought, but anyways, whatever. Yeah. Today in history, November 18th, 1978, was the Jonestown Massacre. 918 people died committing suicide or being shot or forced to drink the Kool-Aid by psychopathic cult leader Jim Jones and his lackeys. That's tough.
PSA. I heard Costco has a major Kool-Aid recall. So if you bought Kool-Aid from Costco, it's got little metal stuff in it. So
No
don't drink
way.
it.
Which means
On
get
the
out there.
holiday of Jonestown?
Buy some fucking Kool-Aid,
And sue them.
drink that shit aggressively, get it
Yeah, that's a
caught
good
in your
idea.
throat, lawsuit city.
Oh yeah,
Was this
smoke
a troll?
Chain
Did the-
smoke some Newports while you're drinking it and really
Was
fuck
this
your lungs up.
Costco trolling Jim Jones from
I don't
Beyond the
know.
Grave?
Maybe.
They're like secretly huge fans. Whoops, a little chink in the armor there, Costco. Instead of honorable mentions today, we're going to do story updates, and there's 3 of them. We're honorable journalists, and we update our mistakes the very, very few times we make them, or just when stories that we do have updates, we cover the updates sometimes, and today we have 3 of them. First up, the Iranian female national soccer team's goalkeeper, Zoreh Kudeya. Here you go. There she is, lifting up a teammate.
Oh, my God.
It looks like she's shaking her for lunch money.
Ease. Wow.
That's the beginning of the picture. She did the dirty dancing all the way over the head, I'm sure.
Tossed her over the goal.
Yeah, Zoreh Kodea, who is 6'6" and can cover post to post on penalty kicks and has a jaw that can crack a walnut, has come out and said, "I am a woman, and the accusations by the Jordanian Football Association accusing me of being a man is bullying, and I'm going to sue them after I fight them in the octagon." I'm just kidding, but she is going to sue him, apparently. So, yeah.
She's going to have to show it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Wes said. Wes said nobody's gonna be happy till they see her with no bottoms on.
Nobody's
Look,
gonna believe
the
it.
point is, I want to make this really clear because I thought about this yesterday.
It's a Finkel is Einhorn situation.
If you were looking at like the show thumbnail for yesterday's show, you might think like, man, these guys are being trans insensitive. But the
Right.
problem is that the Iranian team, and Mark brought up a great point
Right,
when we got
number
off the air
10.
yesterday. The Iranian team had 8 waiting to transition males on their team in 2015 in a country that has no gays,
That
according to them.
hates gays.
Which,
Yeah, that's
which
cheating.
leads you to believe
Yeah.
that they were just dudes.
Just dudes.
Sorry.
They weren't
They were
waiting
just
on
cheating.
anything.
Yeah.
They weren't supporting them transitioning. They were just they were convincing them to do it, to play on the team. And then, never transition.
It's so easy. You won't get caught. You just say you're waiting to transition.
but
As soon
look,
as you do, you die.
Waiting
to
get
avoid
caught.
any lawsuits on the show, our official stance on the Iranian goalkeeper is she's a hell of a goalie and we'll take her word on it for now. But we aren't fooled by you, number 10, like Will said.
Number 10.
Oh, number 10.
Not quite, Iran. We're on to number 10.
Number 10's got a 5 o'clock shadow.
Number 10.
Next up, remember that former number 1 in the world doubles tennis star on the ATP tennis, the Chinese woman? Peng Shuai, Peng Shuai, who was accused the top CCP official of sexual assault and then mysteriously disappeared.
Yep.
Remember her? Remember her? It turns out, hang on, I think I have to find we'll talk about her for a second. I got to find her little message here that I have.
Oh,
Yeah, so
her message, yes, that came from like an official government
email
account, right? Or,
I can't seem to find it,
and
but
it was
yeah.
put out on Twitter by like an official Chinese government account.
Yeah, oh, here it is. I've got it right here. It came out by a official state. Why is this allowed on Twitter? It's an official state Chinese affiliated media that's been spreading rumors about our government, and they put out this email from Sheng.
That's good stuff on
from
Twitter. I
Peng.
love that.
That said, look, this is me. Hello, everyone. This is me, Peng Shuai. So that's obviously her. It says right there in the top of the email. And then it says, look, there's no photo evidence or video evidence that I'm okay, but I'm telling you in print that I am fine. And there was actually no sexual assault in the CCP officials. That was not true. And everything's fine, and I'm fine. So thank you for your concern, but I'm fine. So she's okay. Case closed.
She's resting.
She's resting, yeah.
Totally
she's
cool.
fine. Yeah.
Twitter
Home
also
resting.
very happy to spread that message.
Once again, thank you for your consideration, and once again, the CCP official did not touch me. Yeah, okay. So there you go.
Thank
And
you,
then
Jack. Thank you, Jack.
Case closed.
Case closed. What were we worried about? And then the last update is the Brass Against lead singer, 35-year-old Sophia Urista, who peed on her number 1 fan's face live on stage in Daytona, Florida. She has come out and issued an apology. She said she is not a shock artist and that she always puts the music first and is sorry if she offended anyone. Okay.
Puts the music first. She's the lead singer of a cover band.
That's right. Well, to which she
I'm
loves
sorry,
it.
but like, come
she
on,
gives it her
man.
all. She tries to do
Hey.
it better than the original. You know.
She like tries to put some flair into her performance, and
You know
just
who
took
she
it too
wants to
far.
be so desperately is Sabrina from A Giant Dog and Sweet Spirit, Austin, Texas, hometown hero bands. All her
everyone
moves-
knows them. Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of them signed to Merge Records. It's a pretty big band.
Oh yeah. Well, they're from my hometown. I don't know. A bit
But
about.
you guys are very plugged into the scene.
Look,
Yeah.
yeah, so plugged in.
Look.
all I know is that she doesn't matter. She doesn't.
No.
She's got to stop worrying about this and just embrace the fact that if she wants to pee on people as a profession now, she can do that.
I agree, Will. To which I mean, this is what I would say to her. I said, don't apologize and go ahead and change your name from Sophia Urista to Sophia Urethra and embrace your new disgusting and lucrative lifestyle. I mean, that should be her new stage name.
This is their biggest hit.
Yeah.
You guys were dead on it when she gets to Germany opening for Tool. I mean, like,
There's
what
going to
a-
be guys that don't even want to go see
Come
Tool.
on!
They're going
what
to want
an
to see her.
What an alley oop that is.
Urethra!
Pulling that
When's it
stuff
gonna
right
happen?
before you're supporting Tool in Germany.
There's going to be guys peeing on guys and girls peeing on guys and the fans like
Too hot.
in the stands.
Too hot. Pee on me.
It's like a beer funnel. They're going to be funneling pee over there.
Sophia, we get you got carried away, but right before the Tool tour in Germany,
It's going to be a all-out fest, pee fest. Okay. Unfortunately, it's going to get a little darker from here on with the top 3 not being great. Number 2 is kind of a palate cleanser in between number 3 and 1. Number 3, 36-year-old rapper and music executive Young Dolph, born Adolph Robert Thornton Jr., was shot and killed in Memphis yesterday, R.I.P. Young Dolph. He had 3 top 10 albums in the Billboard 200, with his 2020 Rich Slave reaching number 4 on the charts. His music catalog in total has received over 3.9 billion streams in the U.S. alone so far. Dolph was from Memphis. His breakout album was titled The King of Memphis in 2016. He was shot and killed at a local cookie store, Makita's Butter Cookies. Sounds
Jesus,
delicious.
a cookie store.
At a cookie store.
Good. That's a bad place.
he was
Sounds
known to go there. That
delicious.
was like his spot that he went every time he went home.
Yeah, they knew he was going to be
That'd be
there.
like getting one of us at the Herndon Deli. That's
I
horrible.
know.
Right?
Yeah, and look, this is he was waiting in line to buy the cookies, according to the owner at 1 p.m. Wednesday. He was previously shot. This guy was like marked for death. He was previously shot at a shoe store in Hollywood, but survived multiple bullet wounds to like the buttocks and hip and stuff in 2017. And then also in 2017, his SUV was shot over 100 times in North Carolina. So that's 3 different states they tried to assassinate him in. Luckily, at the time, he had spent over $600,000 on bulletproofing his cars. So he survived that one, but
Guess he was.
he leaves behind a son and a daughter now.
So it's a bummer. This guy put his first album out in 2016. He's 36, right? So like he came late to the game. I was looking through his social media. And I was asking some friends in the rap community, like, what is his deal? What happened here?
Right.
Is it related
like
to the
skeletons
fact
catching up with him?
Well, he posts about money. There's no doubt about it. In the same way that Pop Smoke did, right? Who got killed in L.A. Like, if you look at Young Dolph's feed, part of his image is cash. I have a ton of cash on me. Some rappers do that, some
Rich
don't.
slave. Yeah.
But if you're from Memphis, which is a really rough hood, and you're posting about
he's
physical,
he's the king of Memphis.
You can see $200,000, $300,000 in cash.
Yeah.
People come for you, unfortunately.
Yeah, it sucks. You said he was handing out like Thanksgiving.
He was
turkeys.
hanging out
Did he get
turkeys on
robbed,
Monday.
or
He
people
was just handing out turkeys all week to the neighborhood, and then he got shot.
Pat, are you saying that he got robbed, or the people were just jealous?
I'm saying that you get marked for death
Attacks.
if you fuck
If
with
you-
cash, mostly because of robbing.
If you carry a lot of cash.
Yeah,
Because it
This
makes
sounds like it
hard.
was just a hit.
Yeah.
Maybe, dude. But like the thing is, my point is, this guy Dolph, right, who is the same as every other rapper you might know. They're all showmen.
He's
and they
known
just-
to carry cash.
Sure.
But they're all image guys. Like you
Right.
pick your image. This guy's image was cash, right? So like he's
Like
no
$1 million
different.
man in the WWE, except
He,
without
exactly.
Vince
He's
McMahon
no different
protecting
than
him.
like a rapper who's not getting shot at. He just
I could see that if he was shot in an alley and he had like a gold chain on his neck and they took that, but he got shot in a cookie store. It sounds like something more than just he had a lot. He was the cash.
He's 36 years old, man. He's a grown fucking adult. Like he's not starting dumb beef. Is that part of rap has passed?
I'm just saying.
It's
I don't know.
just people think they can get cash off him.
That's unfortunate. R.I.P. to Young Dolph. Next up, let's move on to number 2. We have the QAnon Shaman, and they're going to need to really get the cafeteria in order at whatever prison he's going to be sent to, because he was sentenced to 41 months in prison on Wednesday, and we all know he has dietary restrictions or at least requests.
It better be organic.
Yeah.
Or Q Shaman's
man.
not eating.
Love to see the Q Shaman getting it.
Yeah, QAnon Shaman, real name Quincy Shaman. No, I'm just kidding. It's Jacob Chansley.
Speaking of, Young Dolph's real first name was Adolf.
Yes,
I know.
Adolf. I
Tough
know.
growing up.
That's crazy. That's a tough name. Jacob Chansley is this guy's real name. He accepted the court's decision and is ready to serve his time and pay his debt and return as a better member of society, according to his lawyer. The prosecution wanted 51 months. They got 41. The defense wanted time served and mental health treatment, saying that's what he deserves. He's got mental issues. Okay. And the judge settled on 41 months, which is the same amount of time they gave to the guy who was on camera punching a Capitol police officer in the face on January 6th. So like a couple of the marquee people have gotten
Poster
the
boys,
same exact
basically.
sentence. 41 months. And it might be, it might have been this image where he's screaming at the top of his lungs.
He has a lot of his greatest hits are pretty good from that.
This
day.
might have gotten him in trouble. He's screaming at the top of his lungs like a Viking inside the Capitol in front of a police officer while he's shirtless and covered in
I
body.
forgot
and
how
face
much
paint.
swag he was really bringing into that
headdress.
into that whatever you call it.
That might
riot,
have-
I guess you call it a riot.
Yeah, the riot, the insurrection, whatever. That might have gotten him the 41 months, or maybe this one where he's scaling a ladder. Might
You
have
got
been
less
that
time
one.
than Bill Cosby.
Yeah, or it could have been this one, the famous one where he's like just on the Congress
Definitely
floor.
the
one,
desk.
Yeah, the
when he's
desk at the Congress
the
floor.
speaker's desk. Yeah.
But I will say this: this is fodder for any defense attorney for anyone involved in the storming of the Capitol on January 6th. You can say, Your Honor, you have to give him less than 41 months. He or she is not the QAnon shot.
Right. The Q Shaman's
Yeah.
got to be the cap, right? Like
Right.
everybody else.
They
is
just
gonna
set the
be,
benchmark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody can really get above Q Shaman.
I mean, that's a great point about like anyone that punches a police officer in the face, like they need to do 3 years. That's just minimum, in my opinion. I don't know what the law is exactly, But
It's probably average. Like, I mean, assaulting an officer is
there was
pretty
one
bad.
other person who threw a fire hydrant and like basically killed that cop. That person should
that
probably
guy
get more time.
go to jail
Yeah.
for 25 years.
That should be
for
like,
manslaughter.
and then other than that, it's QAnon Shaman. Everyone else, even the podium guy,
But
41 months.
My point is, you bring up a
Podium guy's
good
got
point.
nothing on Q Shaman. Q
No,
Shaman,
Q Shaman's the guy, yeah.
was an international phenomenon. Remember, everybody's dressing up like him in all the other countries. People.
Well, that's why you got to send
I want to
Q-Shawn
dress
away.
up like him today. You know,
For the
He did
equivalent-
look fucking cool though.
did.
That's true. Like no bones
punching
about
officer.
it. He looked badass. But then the 41 months. I mean, he
He
did.
The
did
outfit
look badass.
did him in. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, he's
He looked
literally
too
saying,
badass.
"I'm the face. I'm the face of the movement."
Exactly. Yeah. The
You
outfit.
could, yeah. The thing is,
He didn't have that raccoon tail on. He takes a year off.
He could be the face of anything. Yeah, I know.
Horns at 2 years.
The horns at 2 years.
Dude,
got the
his
Davy
mom
Crockett
coming
thing.
in and making sure he had organic food when he was in getting arraigned. That gave him a year. I guarantee that.
Well, he lost some clout for sure in prison. Yeah. Well, so he got 41 months, and that's that. Okay, and that takes us to
The cream of the crop!
all right, and score another win for conspiracy theorists. 2 of the 3 men found guilty of the assassination of Malcolm X will have their convictions thrown out today, according to the Manhattan District Attorney. Did you guys hear about this?
No.
This was in the news like a while ago. Wasn't there like some kind of like
Today's the day.
deathbed confession? Yeah.
No, we'll get into it.
Okay.
Muhammad A. Aziz and Khalil Islam both spent more than 20 years in prison for the execution of Malcolm X back in 1965. Aziz was released from jail in 1985, and Islam was released in 1987. And Islam died in 2009, so he did not live to see his name cleared, which is happening today. But his 3 children and family will get to see it. Aziz had 6 kids when he was locked up. He's still alive. Both men had alibis, and the third person who was arrested for their murder, because there was 3 shooters, Mujahid Abdul Halim, he pled guilty, and he said, yeah, I was one of the shooters who killed Malcolm X, but he testified at trial that the co-defendants, they weren't there. He said, you got me. Maybe there were 3 shooters. I'm not going to rat on anyone, but these aren't the other 2. That didn't matter. There was, despite that and the fact that the alibis, that they had alibis and stuff, I guess there were a bunch of witnesses that contradicted each other with the 3 shooters, and eventually they just convicted these guys. So
Sounds like, is the CIA involved with this somehow? Or
it's
like
worse. It's worse.
Okay.
Yeah. So they all got life sentences, but some of them got out after 22 years, except for the guy who's still on there, the guy who admitted it. The 22-month investigation that has now led to their names being exonerated today led to findings that guess who withheld key evidence and botched the case? You said CIA. Try again.
FBI.
FBI.
Wow. Well, it's one of the 2 fuck ups.
Right.
Yeah.
FBI. Yeah, as well as the NYPD. But again, that's another one on the friggin' FBI, who has to have a worse approval rating these days than Congress if they were to get polled. Yes, like these guys had like several had witness testimonies saying that they were at home, family members, friends, and it didn't matter. They spent all this time in jail. It looks like what? Go ahead.
What
Pat.
was the deal? So Malcolm X was in the Nation of Islam, and then all these names that you're mentioning as potential assassins are also in the Nation of Islam. I'm assuming.
Correct.
Right. Was
Yes.
it them trying to pin it on these guys?
No, we'll get to that. The conspiracy part, the conspiracy that we know for sure is the FBI withheld evidence and key information and pushed for the wrong guys to go to jail.
They could have at least exonerated these 2 guys.
That's a fact.
Right, okay.
Now, whether they were involved, we'll get into a little bit more in here in a second. So it looks like there were 3 shooters, as was always reported by the eyewitnesses, which there were tons of at the assassination, and probably the forensic evidence with 3 different guns, bullets. Right. It's just that they had 2 completely wrong guys out of the 3 that they arrested. One guy that they are pretty sure now was one of the 2. Like there's the one guy who admitted it, and then the 2 that are getting exonerated, and then one guy that all people think probably did it's named William Bradley. He was an enforcer in the Nation of Islam as well, but he's dead, so we'll probably never know who, whether he was the second or third shooter. They say he was the shotgun shooter, or who the other people were. It wasn't Aziz and Islam, who did a cool 42 years combined. And
So
let's
the
take
FBI needed 3 guys, and they just
basically.
See,
they had
really surprised to hear you say William Bradley, because what I was gonna say is, look, I totally understand it's a cultural thing, but a lot of these guys in the Nation of Islam have very similar names, right? Like all of them got Muhammad's in there. And that could get
Aziz and
confusing.
Islam's names were even more intense.
But William Bradley, that's
that's
left
what I'm saying.
field.
He might have a Nation of Islam name, but this article was mainly focusing on their current names.
Same, yeah.
Let's
Pretty
take
easy
it
to
to the
remember
internet
that.
to see how people feel about the FBI
Makes them easier to frame,
botching
Pat.
this case. Let's see how they feel. The Globfather says, so the government killed Malcolm X, threw multiple innocent people in jail for life, and we just continue to let people say we live in the greatest nation in the world. The Globfather is not having it. He's got an avatar of a Pokemon graphic style dragon smoking a cigarette, as you can see. Crying and smoking a cigarette. He's not happy. And while I don't necessarily agree on not being the greatest nation, and technically the government still might not have killed Malcolm X, right? We're not perfect, but the government may or may not have killed Malcolm X. They certainly charged the wrong guys. It's hard to say without a doubt they didn't play a part, as there were undercover agents at the event, which they withheld the information of until after convictions.
Sounds kind of like January 6th.
They had FBI people in there. Look, this is hard for people. Like, they're not releasing the JFK stuff, all the Martin Luther King Jr. rumors that have been around forever. It's a lot of material for conspiracy theorists to work with, right?
They just delayed.
They just delayed the JFK stuff. And look,
Just riled them up.
before we move on in the show, this was actually a double cream of the crop. The first story is a setup for a similar tale. History may be repeating itself in the form of Julius Jones, who is set to be executed today in Oklahoma for murder he committed as a 19-year-old back in 2002. He has proclaimed his innocence for 20 years while he's been on death row after he was found guilty of murder. Here's Julius Jones. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, NFL player, right?
No, he was a starter for Oklahoma on a scholarship, but he got sent to jail at 19. So he would have been probably. Over 6 million people have signed a petition for the requested stay of his execution, and he has been championed by Kim Kardashian, who champions a lot of people for jail reform that she thinks are innocent, right? And Baker Mayfield and Russell Westbrook, amongst other celebrities, as new evidence has come out since the conviction of this case, like the fact that he had an alibi, that he was nowhere near the crime scene that's been corroborated, and that his co-defendant, who fits the only eyewitness description of the actual shooter, who had a drastically different length of hair and hairstyle than Julius at the time, reportedly bragged about setting him up as he testified against him to get a lesser sentence. And then there was information that a juror that convicted him said they should just take this N-word out and shoot him behind the jail while he was on the jury. During the trial, and then his lawyer has been accused of being the worst lawyer in the world when they've reviewed what he did there. Here is former Heisman Trophy winning QB at Oklahoma University, Baker Mayfield, getting emotional talking about Julius yesterday. He was asked about him by a reporter, and the audio is really low, so we're going to start basically at his response when asked about Julius.
That's pretty rough, to be honest with you. That's not something that's easy to talk about. Been trying to get the facts stated and the truth to be told for a while, but it's tough to think about. Tried and tried. It's a shame that it's gotten this far. We're 24 hours away, so that's tough. Hopefully God can intervene and handle it correctly and do the things he needs to do.
So there you go.
Or you.
Yep. Yesterday, thousands of students across several Oklahoma schools walked out of school in protest of the fact that the governor of Oklahoma, Kevin Stitt, has not stayed the execution. Stitt denied requests to meet with Julius's family to hear their last pleas on Tuesday, despite saying earlier in the week and last week that he would meet with all parties. He did meet with the family of the murder victim on Tuesday, Paul Howell's family, including Paul's sister, who was the eyewitness to the murder, as she was in the car it was a carjacking. So they parked the car, and then someone pretty much basically shot Paul right away, and she was in the car, and Paul's daughters were in the back seat, and she grabbed his daughters and ran into the house and got away while they were shooting at her. Or one person maybe was shooting at her. There allegedly two people, but she's come out and said all the people supporting Julius Jones are wrong and misinformed. That the hair thing, which they took out of context, she said they had the shooter had cornrows, which Julius didn't, but she said that's not true. I never said the shooter had cornrows. I said they had a gap of space between their hair and the hat they were wearing. She's saying she knows Julius Jones is guilty and that he killed her brother and attempted to kill her and Paul's daughters, and that the family doesn't the family wants him dead. The family's like supporting the execution. And
Was
look,
there
it's
some kind of DNA evidence as well, some kind of like handkerchief or something that there's.
I'm not sure. I did a good amount. This was new to me until I researched it recently, but I didn't see that. And look, it's important to note here that Paul Howell, a loving father, husband, brother, and certainly innocent victim, was killed, right? Here's a picture of Paul with his daughters back in 2000, or around 2002 when he was killed. You can't lose sight of that, right? So rest in peace to Paul. Condolences to his family. His daughters are grown now, and they are going through all of this again in real time. This is all over the media. You know, they're seeing celebrities calling for it and stuff, and they saw their dad get shot. They saw their dad get shot, right? In the back of a car as 9-year-olds, like, or around that age. So, like, it's terrible. So, you know, it's really sad for the family. And, all around, yesterday was the last day the governor could have stayed the execution. And as of the time of this recording, the evening of November 17th, he did not do that. So today, despite the millions petitioning for him, for Jones, the new evidence post-conviction, and even the European Union penning a personal letter this week on its behalf from Ambassador of the European Union to the United States, Stavros Lambrinidis, requesting clemency for Jones. They wrote a personal letter this week saying, you got to give this guy clemency. Like, there's too much going on here. Please don't kill him. It's not happening. So unless something happened in the 25th hour after we finish taping, Jones will be put to death today. And that is the heavy cup of coffee for today. Apologies.
I feel like you gotta give these kind of cases,
any and all,
a little extra time. Like,
well, they do. I mean, I think that in America in general, it takes, I forget the exact number of years, but usually takes a really long time.
It doesn't matter unless you're batting
1,000%.
Unless you're batting 1,000% of convictions, which we are far from. You can't have the death penalty. That's just it. Like, you can't have the death penalty
tough.
if
Well,
people
you can't-
are
well,
putting
it
people
exists in
behind
Oklahoma.
If
bars.
there's like video of guys shooting someone in the head.
You also can when it literally exists in these states. And
Oh,
that's
you
precedent
can,
already.
but then the point is, guys, people get exonerated. The Innocence Project exists for a reason.
Right,
sure.
I get that
I
it's
get it.
not.
For
it's-
sure.
They're not batting 1,000. What
sure.
I'm saying is that these laws exist, and there's nothing like none of us
It's
are the
case-
god of
it's
Oklahoma.
It's case
so you
by
can't-
case.
you
It's
can't-
state
you
by
can't,
state.
like, just
You can't case
magically
by case
have-
it though.
This-
It has
this
to be
one-
one or the
have it
other.
disappear.
This one seems no. I mean, the fact that it exists is you
Right,
you
the death
support it or not. But then when it exists, which it does in certain states, you have to go case by case. In this one, it seems like maybe more time is warranted.
Right.
Certainly people
This
are
one,
asking for
this
it,
one
yeah.
seems pretty rough. But let's move on. It was a long one. It was a heavy one. And you know what? At least you can help yourselves, and you can do that today by getting a loan to consolidate and eliminate your credit card debt from our wonderful sponsor, Lightstream, right? The holidays are approaching, and it's the perfect time to save some extra money. So get with the program, consolidate your high-interest credit card balances to a lower rate, and save with Lightstream. Lightstream offers credit card consolidation loans with rates starting at 4.9% to 8% APR with auto pay and excellent credit, much lower than the national average interest on credit cards, which is way over 19% APR. Been there, you know what I mean? Plus, your rate is fixed, so as rates continue to rise, your low rates won't budge. There are no fees, and you can even get your money as soon as the day you apply, which should be today. Check it out. Lightstream believes that people with good credit deserve a better loan experience, and that's exactly what they deliver. So just for our listeners, if you apply now, you can get a special interest rate discount and save even more. The only way to do that and get that discount is to go to lightstream.com/factor, lightstream.com/factor. It is subject to credit approval. Rates range from 4.98% APR to 19.9% APR and include 0.5% auto pay discount. Lowest rates require excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/factor for more information. And I'm looking forward to telling some dick jokes tomorrow.
You're not going to do capital punishment tomorrow?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Any more black guys on death row that might be innocent?
Look, sometimes the big news stories give you gorilla dicks, you know?
Yeah.
It's a gorilla dick
Nah,
day.
it's fucking crazy.
There's important stories, and there were
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
capital
Sorry.
punishment.
Malcolm
is
X and death row, huh?
a very serious topic.
Malcolm X and a major death row case. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And what's the stats on how many states have it versus not have it, and countries have it versus not have it? It's like 50-50,
Fact
right?
check that. Yeah,
everywhere?
there's been 9 executions in 2021. The last one was in Oklahoma like a couple weeks ago. Texas obviously has had a few this year. I think
And like
a couple states,
states.
a couple states came back after a hiatus recently.
But some of them have it and have not used it, so it's effectively dead there. like a
And
lot of states, but it's
some,
27 have it.
There you go. So half.
So
like
half. Yeah. And then countries that have it, I'm just going to look at a map. It's like kind of half-ish too.
I mean, in Russia, they just do street justice. Like some countries, it's like, oh, you might not have capital punishment, but you just get a year for committing murder. You know.
Yeah. 60% of the world's population live in countries where the death penalty exists.
I mean, some people need to
Some
be
of them
put to
get
death.
stoned to death. Yeah. Well, let's keep it dark, guys.
right.
I got an all-time fools that work in schools that Charles tagged us in today, and it comes from our home state, the Commonwealth of Virginia. Let me ask you guys a little question, okay? Listen, I know you guys. I know what sick individuals you all are.
I'm not wearing pants.
You guys have all, you guys all have thoughts that you would never share with anyone, just like most people. Like if someone came up to you and was like, "I'll give you $1 million to tell me the sickest thought you've ever had," and you'd probably tell them something just fucked up enough. But if they strapped you to a lie detector and was like, "Was that really the sickest thought?" you'd probably fail miserably.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. So some thoughts and beliefs
the
are just,
mind,
aren't.
the mind's a dark place. If we're going,
The mind's a dark place.
In that scenario, that's exactly what you do. Yeah.
That's exactly what you do, right? Yeah, I know.
In that common scenario,
Some thoughts and beliefs just aren't meant for the public ears, but don't tell that to Old Dominion University assistant professor of sociology and criminal justice, Alan Walker, right here, because they, them, which are the pronouns Walker prefers, will write those thoughts down, talk about them in an interview, and be proud to share them, write a book about it, which is what them did in them's new book.
You know that it's they. You know that it's they.
I mean, she's them prefers they or them, so I'm just choosing them. A long dark shadow. A long dark shadow. Minor attracted people and
them
their
gave me two
pursuit-
options, Pat.
And their them gave me two options.
And then you're supposed to apply your understanding of syntax in the
gave
English
me
language
two.
and then use the one that's more appropriate.
I like it when you talk like a Jamaican when for
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
who's requested them. That's pretty funny.
So there's the book, A Long Dark Shadow,
Make it comedy.
written by Alan Walker. Minor attracted people and their pursuit of dignity. Okay, you getting that? So I'm going to read you a little synopsis from the book, which I believe is all ruse by the FBI to catch pedophiles. You buy this book, you're on a list immediately. So don't buy this book with a credit card, if you know what I mean. So here's what the book is trying to say. A quote, challenging widespread assumptions that persons who are preferentially attracted to minors, often referred to as pedophiles, are necessarily also predators and sex offenders. This book takes readers into the lives of non-offending minor attracted persons that them calls MAPs. There is a little research into non-offending MAPs.
It's NAMBLA.
A group whose experiences offer valuable insights into the prevention of child abuse. Navigating guilt, shame, and fear, this universally maligned group demonstrates remarkable resilience and commitment to living without offending and to supporting and educating others.
Teacher? Is this that teacher?
This is the teacher.
This is the
Yeah.
teacher.
She's the professor, assistant
Yeah.
professor. So, she using data from interview and based research, she's exposing this kind of subculture of people that are, from what I can tell, are people who want to fuck kids, but are able to control themselves enough to not fuck a kid, right?
What's the whole basis of NAMBLA, right? The North American Man-Boy Love Association, where they say that they have these loving relationships where they don't break the law, right?
Which for
of course,
years
they
I-
never break the law.
Which for
They just
years
support
I
the
thought was a
lifestyle,
South Park
right?
gag of a
No,
fake
it's legit.
fake
It's
organization, and then it turns out it's real.
No, it's
Look,
real.
there are so
There's
yes.
so many pedophiles in this world that they try to go legit like this.
But Will, but it could be different. There are people that want to fuck children that
This-
don't fuck children.
They wants to fuck a kid.
Yes, there's lots of people that want to
Yeah,
fuck
them
kids,
does.
and there's a difference between people that do fuck kids and don't fuck kids, and
Well,
people that
but
try to
if you
legitimize their
want
fucking
to,
kids,
though,
aka NAMBLA.
If you want to, though, I mean, what like intent is like what they say. There's a saying about that.
There's a saying about intent. Yeah,
Look,
but
I mean, I'm saying if
mean,
if you're theorizing about banging kids all day,
Yeah, but you
maybe
can't help
Are you going to
Maybe
trust?
don't be a
are you
teacher,
are you going to
you know?
trust
Yes,
someone that
agreed.
just fantasizes about committing violent murders
Right,
all
exactly.
day every day?
agreed.
Or are
You
gonna
should
be
not
like,
be a teacher, but you can't like
It's also
judge
a
people
crime.
just because they have the
No,
thought.
you can.
I'm
you
judging
can,
the
you
shit
can
out of
for
them.
Sure. 'Cause,
That's on them still.
They fantasize about committing a crime 24 hours a day. That's a fragile
It
state
depends
of
on the
being.
crime. If
I
That
agree.
person is a danger
you-
to society.
Look, and
In
it's-
some
it's-
respects, yeah, I agree.
It's my choice. If you fantasize about robbing a bank,
Don't work at a
I'm
bank.
probably not going to judge you that much. But if you fantasize about effing a boy in the A, yeah, I'm going to judge you. I'm gonna
That's
judge you.
judgment.
So, so even though, they're able to control themselves, they really want to do it, but they're able to control themselves. Maybe they secretly
According
consume
to
an
them.
insane amount of child
Right.
porn.
That's what they're telling you.
Right. That's what them
Again,
but
your
there's
darkest
people-
secrets are darker than the ones you're putting on paper.
Exactly.
And to be clear, not all pedophiles are they thems.
No, of course
it's
not.
just this person that's a
course not.
psycho. Yeah.
Right. So, but I mean, so there's this online,
This
there's
is
a
terrible.
group, there's
This
a group
is-
of people. So they're like in these support groups or chats, and they're you can imagine what that's like. Man,
They
I
should
saw-
be in a
I s-
support group.
I saw this 11-year-old at the grocery store today that
We're
was so
not all-
hot.
But not
No.
supporting the love of.
I
of-
should have
they
said
should be
not all
supporting
they
the don't
thems
do
are
it.
pedophiles as well. This is just hard. This is hard to navigate with.
It is hard to navigate. I'm
this
more.
is
With,
bad.
I'm
Want
actually
them in
more.
support groups.
I'm actually
I
more.
don't,
with
I don't know.
Pat.
I don't know if we're going to get to 50K on Instagram.
To have all the support that they can have.
I'm
man.
actually more with Pat on this.
Give
than,
them
than,
resources
uh,
on resources on resources to not fuck kids.
Yes, they're going to have the thoughts regardless of what you want, whether you want them to
Well,
or not.
okay,
Make
but
sure
kids-
that they have the
okay.
support to not act on them.
I have an
and
idea,
also
but-
not be allowed to be teachers. Come on.
Yeah.
Can we-
Well, yeah. You know,
Agreed on
I don't know if
that.
she's actually a map. She just wrote a book about it.
you know how resorts have like adults only, or cruises have like adults only. Like maybe can we get them in a city that doesn't have any kids? You know? Like
Yeah, fuck yeah, bro. That's what a sex offender registry is supposed to
Move
do.
them over there. Yeah.
Okay.
It's stories like
Well-
these that make me kind of wonder: is the Patriot Act okay? Because these people should be on lists.
This
Because
person's. You don't need the Patriot Act. Them's writing a book. Will.
Ooh, I got a
You can
new
go to their
question
meetings.
that's an awesome Will. That's a really good take for our next libertarian guest. Is to break this scenario next time we have
Nambla-
Spike Cohen on.
Yeah.
Let's lay this fucking
Nambla
minefield in front of him.
makes me think about it, and I'm like, man, all right,
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah. So
That's
you
one
know.
for the Patriot Act people. Yeah.
right. I mean,
So what do you
and I
think,
hate
Spike?
The Patriot Act.
It's an
Normally.
ace for them.
Let me play you guys a clip from an interview.
Do you think government should be involved in terms of
Nambla.
rooting out the boy fuckers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
hard to say no
I think
to.
so.
Yeah, no roads, but get the boy fuckers
Yeah. We can.
phone tapped.
Let me play you guys a clip from an interview that them did. Here we
Hey.
go.
So my first question was, even the title of your book is pretty controversial, right? Because the subtitle is Minor Attracted Persons and Their Pursuit of Dignity. And many people are concerned that the designation of minor attracted persons or MAPs suggests that it's okay to be attracted to children, or they're worried that the term suggests that pedophilia is a sexual orientation, which they worry is a slander on LGBT people. So could you talk about why you used that term in the title and throughout the book?
Absolutely. And thank you so much for that question.
Because I love kids.
I use the term minor attracted person or MAP in the title and throughout the book for multiple reasons. First of all, because I think it's important to use terminology for groups that members of that group want others to use for them. And MAP advocacy groups like Before You Act
What a shitty
have
group to be
advocated for
associated
use
with.
of the term MAP. They've advocated for it primarily because it's less stigmatizing than other terms like pedophile.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they
You
hear the
need a
term
stigma, dude.
pedophile, they automatically assume that it means a sex offender. And that isn't true, and it leads to a lot of misconceptions about attractions toward minors. I've definitely heard the idea that you brought up, though, that the use of the term minor attracted person suggests that it's okay to be attracted to children. But using a term that communicates who someone is attracted to doesn't indicate anything about the morality of that attraction. From my perspective, there is
But it
no
legitimizes.
morality or immorality attached to attraction to anyone because no one can control who they're attracted to at all. In other words, it's not who we're attracted to that's either okay or not okay. It's our behaviors in responding to that attraction that are either okay or not
And
okay.
society's
And I want to be
behaviors in
extremely
responding to
clear that
attraction.
child sexual abuse
this
is
freak
never,
off
ever
the screen.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
But having an
freak off
attraction
the
to
screen.
minors, as long as it isn't acted on, doesn't mean that the person who has those attractions is doing something wrong.
Okay, you guys get it.
Yeah, in other words, Alan with a Y wants to bang kids.
If
No,
the FBI,
Alan,
if the
Alan with a Y does not want to bang kids. Let's not make it
Yes.
about that. Alan with a Y is standing up for, okay, and that's what Alan with a Y is missing.
For people who want to ban kids, which
because
include them.
Al and that whoever's asking that question asked a great goddamn question, which is like if
What's
you
wrong
apply
with Alan with
if
a
you
Y?
apply a classification to this, it's slanderous to LGBTQ
Ruining
people,
maps for
and
everyone?
it fucking is, bro. Because like wanting to fuck kids is not a sexual orientation. Sorry, and if you
According
don't
to Alan
stigmatize
with
it,
a Y,
then
it is.
you're allowing it in society.
Look.
People will do fucked up shit if they're not watched.
If the FBI wants to make up for a lot of the gaffes they've been doing recently, they should get Alan with a Y and blackface and swap out Julius Jones and them, and just have this person executed today.
That Alan with a Y could be the greatest troll of all time. That could be the deepest troll.
Well, the thing is that there are actual groups out there like this one that that them references. Sorry, Before You Act, which is Living in Truth and Dignity. It's an actual group where people can go and get support.
Before you act, that's a threat.
Yeah, Before You Act. Yeah,
that's dope. I'll give
fucking
cash
threat.
to Before You
this
Act.
is PA. It's like AA,
I'm
but
about
it's
to
PA.
act.
How about never act?
Yeah, before you act.
It's a honeypot. What these should be used for is a honeypot.
Get a list of
creeps.
Yes.
We're going
That's
to
what
talk
I'm
about
saying.
that.
That's
a
what it
little
might
later in
be.
the show.
That's what it might be, Will.
Yes.
Anyway, ODU, has.
But wait, hold on. The Never Act, a lot of that sends people to the priesthood, unfortunately. Not to shit, but like, hey, I have this desire, and how can I prevent myself from doing it? I'll put it into secrecy, and that doesn't work.
You see, like all of a sudden,
Yeah, but you don't need Alan with a Y then coming in and being like, it's okay.
all of a sudden, a couple people in the Before You Act group stopped showing up because they acted. They can't. They're not allowed
I
to
can't go to Before You
can't go
Act
back
anymore.
Can't go back.
Well, and that's when you really got to go.
Is there I swear I'll never act again?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called every single member of Before You Act pretending like they've never acted.
One
Sorry,
day at a
Kevin
time.
and Kevin's dad, but I
They're
need to
just
go to.
They're just sweating like a whore in church at the Before You Act.
I've never acted. Me neither. I've never acted either.
Yeah. Anyway, well, there's lots of guys in AA that are just pounding on a nightly basis.
And they're coming there for some
AA
sick
pedophiles.
pleasure.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The guys that have to go to the bathroom all the time.
Right. Yeah. No, people show up high. Anyway, so ODU has, of course, put them on administrative leave over opening them's mouth. Quote, reactions to Dr. Walker's research and book have led to concerns for their safety and that of the campus. Furthermore, the controversy over Dr. Walker's research has disrupted the campus and community environment and is interfering with the institution's mission of teaching and learning. Yeah, I mean,
For some reason, people don't want to bring their kids around Alan anymore.
Right. Them goes on to say that that them's against all the sexual abuse, of course, blah blah blah. But I mean, in the long run, glad they're not fucking kids. Glad they have this support group versus fucking kids.
What's them's stance on like looking at child porn? Because we didn't get into that.
I'm sure that them is against it.
Oh man,
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that them probably does look at it, but I'm
but
sure that
feels
them
bad,
would say
but
she's against
feels
it.
bad, yeah.
Them's against it.
I get. Look, you have to
Before
set
you
up.
act.
You have to set up barriers, and if you have these thoughts, that fucking sucks. Whatever,
episode's insane.
and you can never act on them ever. But if you just accept them and say, "Oh, these are maps, people," then you're giving an inch, and you can't give an inch. You have to set up the societal fucking
They
wall.
ruined the term map. That was not cool at all. Like
They did, Mark. I actually have that joke. They can't. Can't they pick another fucking act? What's next? Men intensely lusting kids. The milks.
Yeah, the MILF and milks. Yeah, they ruined
maps. They're gonna ruin milk next. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they're just gonna keep jumping from acronym to acronym because like NAMBLA, they're like anything to get away from that.
Yeah.
NAMBLA's safe. That's not fucking shit up. Make sure your acronym's
worst
long.
thing that's happened to maps since printers, since
It's
map
bad.
list.
It is bad. But I mean, hey, they're not fucking kids, so I guess that's okay.
Well, I don't think that's
They
the case.
are though.
I just don't think that's the case. Yeah,
Some
I think
of
it's
them-
all.
I don't think
Before
all
You
of them are
Act-
fucking kids.
Okay.
They're definitely looking at fucking porn.
If you have to form this organization,
Hey, if you can stop one
and then-
person from fucking a
and then
kid, then
defend
that's worth it.
yourself because you're so into it, and then come up with acronyms, and then come up with things like Before You Act, that is protesting too much. We all know that some of you are fucking kids.
If they keep this shit up, I'm
some
going
of
to train my son to stab. Like that's what we need to do: is train children. We need to arm children with fucking knives. Every kid has a pocket knife.
You know what this is like? I agree with you, Pat. But you know what this is like? This is like vampires trying to go mainstream in True Blood. Like
Right.
it's like they're trying to get you comfortable with them just like chilling out and being a part of the scene.
Alan's either 3,000 years ahead of them's time or the opposite. Like it should have been in Roman bathhousing. It's just it ain't gonna fly around here. You know,
Alan doesn't know where to draw the line.
Very progressive. Oh, no. Them doesn't know where.
progressive.
Them doesn't know. Yeah, too woke here.
Can't follow the map.
Right. So that's that. Yeah, but hey, if you are
I thought mine was
a
gonna
map,
take the cake.
if you're a map, be sure to go to beforeyouact.org.
Living in truth and dignity.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you do act, you're not going to be living at all.
That was the subtitle of their book. It was trying to find as someone attracted to youth, trying to find the path to dignity, and that's like it doesn't exist.
Sorry, dude, we're going to have to call you fucking pedophiles.
Yeah.
And I'll play basketball with you, but that's about it. Don't come near my child.
It's like a Kid Cudi song.
Move out of
I'm
town.
in the pursuit of dignity, and I'm a member of MAP.
If you're a map, it's fade on site with me. So that's just
I would agree. But,
They're not public about it. Maybe they're trying to get them public
you
about
might
it.
start meeting them, Will.
public
You now have what they want.
Yeah, I agree,
child.
guys. Make sure to display your before you act badge so I can see who you are.
It's like you know how they used to have those things in the windows for people that were like neighborhood like protectors, the star,
Yeah, the
or
stars,
the it's like that, but they have the before you act something.
I swear to Christ, bro, if I see it before you act, motherfucker, up on this street out here.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
safe house.
yeah.
You thinking about
safe here.
acting?
Did you see the before you act? You're good.
I got to get a sponsor.
No, they're fine. They're fine.
Yeah. Terrible. I'm one of the good ones.
I mean, control myself.
To draw the AA analogy out further, right? Like your sponsor in AA, Wes, is usually like a more grizzled person than you, right? Or who's a little older, right? So it's like your sponsor and not fucking kids is gonna be
Has acted.
They use the same thing as AA. They got like a before you act chip. They got like the 6-month chip.
Look, I fucked them all.
I haven't acted. In,
Here's what I do.
You don't want to do it.
Here's how I control myself.
just
Doesn't work
fucking
all the
adult,
time.
Just fucking adult and picture them as a kid.
You just take a hammer and hit your set over the head every night.
Sponsor, will you tell me some more tales of how bad things got when you were acting?
Just
In
date,
detail.
just date midgets. Just date adult midgets.
Close your eyes and tell me the story.
Anyway, so very interesting world we live in. Glad I could expose you all to maps and ruin
We're gonna
the
get an
tone for you.
email. We're gonna get an email about this story.
Fuck these kid fuckers, man.
Anyway, hey, you guys have someone you love that also loves coffee, right?
Yes.
Of course you do. You want to give gift their shirt of love. But here's a thought: buy them some coffee. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
call.
thought, right? That's
Take 'em
gonna,
up.
they're gonna like that. Or better yet, an awesome coffee subscription from Beanbox. Beanbox connects coffee lovers to some of the world's best specialty coffees with expertly curated tasting flights, perfect for gifting. Coffee is a daily ritual for I think all of us, right? I mean, it's just necessary. It's something
Couldn't
that
get the day started without my bean
Oh,
box.
it's
I've got 3 coffee mugs around my desk right now.
It's amazing. So, first thing in the morning, you get a Beanbox subscription and you can try a new coffee every day, and it's amazing. And not only reliable but delicious. Every coffee that we've tried, they sent us, Brazil, Costa Rica, Colombia, awesome coffee, dark, light, medium, whatever you like, they have. So, it's a great gift. Endless variety of award-winning coffees with freshness guaranteed. Every Beanbox order is roasted fresh and delivered at peak flavor. Beanbox best-selling gift options are sure to please the coffee aficionado in your life. They'll even get tasting notes and brewing tips with their box to help them make the most of the experience. So, coffee sample gift subscription, like I said, for 4 new expertly curated coffees to explore every month. Save when you get 6 months or more. Give the coffee fanatic in your life an unforgettable coffee tasting experience with Beanbox and support the show, your daily cup of coffee in the big time with this. So, order it today at beanbox.com/hardfactorholiday. Get 15% off purchases of $40 or more. That's 15% off purchases of $40 or more with promo code hardfactorholiday at beanbox.com/hardfactorholiday.
That's a hobby everyone can get behind, drinking coffee.
Right.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
really wholesome. All right, guys.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
Thank you, Darcel. Today, in the TikTok International Moment, we are going to Argentina England and Siberia in a trip that will take us to each hemisphere at least once. And since we're starting in Argentina and they struggle with constant hyperinflation, and I was just curious about this when I was looking up stories, I wanted to mention that the strict definition of hyperinflation is having 50% or more inflation month over month for any stretch of time. So it's very unlikely the USA will really reach that before either the Federal Reserve or just a plain old recession shuts
So you
us
said
down
month over
first.
month. It has to be more than 1 month or just 1 month?
50% per month, month over month for any stretch of time.
That's a high. So, I mean, that's almost
It's
doubling the
insane.
price. Yeah.
Right. So Jack's
2 months in a row
prediction-
would double the price.
Jack's
Something.
prediction that the dollar will hyperinflate is, it seems unlikely that something else wouldn't happen before that. But
That's a
Jack
high
of
percentage.
Twitter, he's the one who got hyperinflation trending. But let's take it over to Argentina, not to talk about their staggering inflation rates over the last 5 years. So check that out. Whew, that's bad. But for a very feel-good story instead from Argentina, from Esperanza, Argentina, where an unnamed 30-year-old woman is the second person ever recorded to have cured HIV without any treatment at all, meaning her immune system alone defeated the viral infection that eventually becomes full-blown AIDS if left untreated in most people. So,
Is this
Who
evolution?
was the first? Magic Johnson?
no, we'll get to that in a second. It's unique. This case, the 30-year-old woman in Argentina, is unique in that her body didn't just control the virus like a lot of people who remain with HIV for a very long time. Her body eliminated the HIV altogether, which was confirmed by scanning over 1 billion cells from her body. And not only did they scan her cells, but she recently delivered a baby who's HIV negative as well. So just like
You said she's from Argentina.
We sure she had it in the first place?
I
Yeah.
bet they scanned her butt a lot when they were scanning this.
I mean, likely to be nice being from
Brazil, Argentina, South American butts. You know.
Wes, she got it.
Let's check the butt again.
Wes,
A lot of cells there.
Lots of cells.
You might have the wrong idea.
I don't know.
Cells.
I got to check the butt.
Gotta check
A lot
the
of
butt again.
HIV
Sorry.
hides in the butt a lot.
I think you might want to do a little deeper research.
Wes, she got it confirmed in 2013, and then now billions of cells. They can't find a trace of it. They can find that she did have it at one point, like in her cell history, I guess. But they can't find anything
They
active.
didn't swap the blood samples of her and someone else that actually still has
False
HIV.
positive.
No, I mean if they did, they really fucked up because it's running in every single major
I
publication.
mean, the FBI is bumbling cases. I could see an Argentinian doctor mislabeling a
It is Argentina.
a vial.
It's possible. The only other person to have eliminated HIV from their body without any forms of treatment was a woman named Lorene Willenberg of Northern California. And the hope is that studying how these two women naturally eliminated the virus from their bodies will help improve treatment options for the 37.7 million people worldwide currently living with HIV.
I don't know how much evidence you need to come to conclusions or set statistics and stuff, but it sounds like you need to be a woman.
Well, 2 out of 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
women are doing pretty good on defeating HIV. Much better than men.
That makes sense.
Be aware of that.
We
next
just
one.
we just accept it and get sicker, and we're like, it hurts.
I mean, men in general are less healthy, so that makes a lot of sense.
You
I
tried
guess-
getting a gender reassessment?
Would that help?
Does it work like that? Do you become healthier?
No.
It's like the Iranian. That's what's going on in the Iranian soccer team.
It's a really slight troll.
They're trying to get rid of
Think about
HIV.
it. It's a deep troll.
Okay.
All right, this next one, we're going over to northern France, and it's from Dooley. Oh, I said UK earlier. It's actually northern France, but it's kind of the UK too. You'll see what I'm talking about. Decathlon Sporting Goods, which is a French sporting goods chain store. They've pulled canoe sales in Calais and Dunkirk starting on Tuesday in an effort to stop migrants from using them from crossing the English Channel. So here's where they're pulling it. You see the red dot there on the map. It's very northern tip of France, and the English Channel is right there between the butt of England and the top of France.
It's the channel.
Yeah, the channel. Yeah, and they're literally, people are just taking canoes through it. So just last Thursday alone, 1,185 migrants crossed the channel from France to England in small boats, with at least 3 people going completely missing. At least 3. I mean, you got to imagine. That's how many made it across. So imagine how many are just fucking falling into the ocean.
Dying. And the people that go across the Mediterranean into Italy.
Right.
from Africa.
Exactly.
Half of them die. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
but there's also like a lady that swims the English Channel every year.
Right.
Right.
It's safer. It's safer than that trip, but it's still.
She also trains for that.
yeah,
Some of these
she
people
does.
might not be able to swim. Yeah.
Some of these people
I think a
are
canoe is a
babies.
pretty fair swap for training.
Yeah,
Right, but like
I would
what
agree.
say,
Canoes
say
are
a
pretty tough. They'll
baby-
tip.
What if it tips?
And you were meant to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you some pictures, Pat. We'll see what you think after you see the conditions. The UK responded to all those people coming over last week by saying France needs to do something about it. And now, of course, you can't buy canoes. And here's what Decathlon looks like. Apparently, this is the world's biggest sporting goods chain. I didn't know that. Decathlon, French-based. But it's only in northern France where you can't buy the canoes. You can still drive to another store location
Right.
in France and just order one online. They'll send it to you right there in Calais, so you can cross the channel. There's been almost
Get it
25,000.
delivered to you.
Good.
Yeah.
Right on the beach. We'll bring it straight to you. There's been almost 25,000 illegal English Channel crossings already this year, double of last year, in all kinds of small boats, including pedal boats. Like people like steal pedal boats, like like tourist boats, and also
Swan boats. Yeah.
rafts.
Oh, that's the dangerous one. The
Check that
raft.
out. You think like a baby without a life jacket in that raft? I mean, it's not
Yeah,
gonna.
you put a little trolling motor on that. It's probably like $200 at Decathlon, or 270 euro, and you're
you
fine,
think it's
man.
safe? You think you're totally safe to cross the channel,
I mean,
the seas?
it's a sea, not an ocean.
Yeah. It's not Lake Placid.
Do we know how long it is distance?
It is a straight.
It's like 27 miles.
Whoa, that's pretty far.
It's exceedingly dangerous.
It's a feat.
Yeah. So between the southern U.S. border, the Polish border with Belarus, and the English Channel, illegal
39.
migration and human trafficking is having a banner year all over the globe. So 2021, big time. All right, this last one in the TikTok International Moment is from JD23, and we're taking it over to Siberia to close things out. Where an American-based company called Colossal has raised over $15 million with the express purpose of bringing woolly mammoths back to life and restoring them to the Arctic tundra. Apparently, this may help fight climate change if the mammoths will knock trees down, but that's not proven at all.
Oh, you can
Like,
train a
at all,
mammoth.
at all.
You can train a mammoth, knock a tree down pretty easy.
No, Mark, I believe you could train them.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, the knocking down the trees is not proven that it will actually help at all.
Well, but-
these people just
But
believe that.
what it will do is have woolly mammoths knocking down trees.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
We covered this one, I think.
I
We
think
did.
yeah, this is an update of one we've covered. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
they've
it's
got
happening.
15. They've got the money now. Wes.
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah.
And the first little clone calves could be born as little as 6 years from now because it's in process now.
I
I'm
think
all
they need
for it.
like
Cool.
like 7,000 of them for it to make a difference.
That's gonna take a while.
And they're talking about making like 3.
Yeah, no, Pat. They need like tens of thousands of them
Ah.
to make a difference. They're gonna make 6 to start.
Okay, but imagine the Netflix or Nat Geo of the woolly mammoth episode. That's gonna be cool.
How often or how soon before an evil billionaire buys them and keeps them as pets?
It's already happened. Are you kidding? Look at these guys. Here's the psychopaths that started it. They're already. It's an evil
Well,
billionaire company.
The one guy
obviously.
on the right thinks he's a woolly mammoth. That's the problem.
Look at these.
I like how they're trying to
Caveman,
justify it as climate change, right?
No,
But
they're just
they're bringing
psychos,
they're
dude.
bringing
They
back
just want
an
woolly
animal
mammoths back.
I wanna
that was
see if
extinct
they
at
can
the
do
end of
it.
the ice age into the warmest swing of our climate cycle in the past 1,000 years.
I say go for the saber-toothed tiger while you're at it.
Yeah, I'd go. I'd pay a lot of money to go see a saber-toothed tiger.
You damn right you would, and I would too. I'll go with you.
Okay, it is Jurassic Park. It's Ice Age Jurassic Park. Okay, so
Yeah.
here I'd like to read you. First of all, Wes, we did cover this before because this all relies on a well-preserved mammoth body from Siberia. We've talked about before. It's 42,000 years old, and here she is. Her name is Russian for love, and she even has her soft organs intact. So that's how they're going to be able to
She
start
looks
to
a
make
little
the clones.
tizzy.
Yeah, she does, but she's been under the ice for 42,000 years. So
Maybe not the best specimen.
No, yeah, maybe wait for the next
Using
one.
the dumbest kid in class.
Then
That's all
maybe you
they
can't.
got.
You might not be able to train these ones to knock down the trees.
That's all they got. That's all they got, guys. And it's also clones using current elephants. And I'd like to read you a brief summary of the project so you can understand how fucked up it is. In essence, The team plans to create embryos under laboratory conditions that carry some of the mammoth DNA. As a first step, they would take samples from Asian elephants, which are now close to extinction, and are distant relatives of mammoths, and reprogram them in such a way that the mammoth's genome becomes part of them. Literally Ice Age Jurassic Park without offense.
Why don't they just focus on not getting the Asian elephant extinct?
Yeah, because they can also bring back mammoths, Mark, and they feel like they could play God at the same time. What could possibly go wrong? I don't know.
Well, I'm cool with the playing God on animals part. I don't give a fuck about that. Yeah. That's cool, but maybe also it sounds like it's more important to preserve the Asian elephants.
Right. Or it's more important to put asses in seats by making saber-toothed tigers behind the scenes.
I'm going.
And then
going there.
It's just, we'll see what happens with this, but Ice Age Jurassic Park is a part of this.
Can we get like actors dressed up like cavemen too, like big guys in like fur coats running away from the saber-toothed tigers? That'd be fun. With clubs.
Yeah. These motherfuckers need to chill out, if you ask me.
I agree. They say they're going to bring back the Arctic tundras by the mammoths knocking over the trees. But Pat, as you pointed out, it would take thousands, tens of thousands.
This is isolated though. You said this is in what, Siberia? It's not going to like affect anyone.
They can only introduce the first 6 somewhere, and then they got to I don't know.
Like when it all goes horribly wrong, they're just going to destroy the animals.
That's what they said in Jurassic Park, Mark, and it didn't work out.
But those were dinosaurs. This is like a woolly mammoth. It's
Nature finds a way. Did you listen to Jeff Goldblum?
But those are dinosaurs. They're like 17 times the size of an elephant. They have teeth. This is like this is like a semi-tizzed woolly mammoth just walking in circles on loop like broken.
They're not going to bring the saber tooth.
Stand there to get shot.
Yeah, they're just going to be like, "What do I do?" Why? They're going to be like, "Why'd you bring me back?"
I was special in my time.
What do I do?
All right, guys. Let's all relax, all right?
All right.
Let's relax with Caliper's dissolvable CBD powder, right? It's more effective than CBD oils. It's totally tasteless. You get all the benefits of CBD without that weird aftertaste. What is CBD? CBD is it's a cannabinoid, right? But it has no psychoactive effects, right? So it's a byproduct of the marijuana plant, and they took all the good stuff. That's why it's legal. And they took all the heavy stuff out. They separated the two, and bam, it's a chill pill. That's really the best way to put it. Come in 20 milligram packs, as I said, powdered packs that are tasteless. You drop those MFers in your water, mix them in, bam. It's just like a ticket to Chilton, really, if you ask me.
Right now, it's
pretty good. As I was saying, always THC, free. Clinically proven to deliver 30 times more CBD in the first 30 minutes than CBD oil. And it was developed by food scientists, rigorously tested for purity and quality. No weird taste, no oily residue. I mean, I guess that's what the folks over at Caliper are really worried about is people thinking, like, I don't want to try CBD because it got a weird taste. But I think you should maybe be saying, I want to try CBD because it's a new product on the market that wasn't previously available to me. And it really is enjoyable. It's really just a lot of fun. I recommend it. Take it before bed.
Before bed, maybe before a flight.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime you need to relax.
Yeah.
Yep. It's pretty much like a homeopathic way to chill. So that's pretty dope. It's from the earth. Fits seamlessly into your everyday routine. So why don't you go over to Try Caliper,
I like
Caliper.
You know what I mean?
What's that?
I like to pair it with its buddy. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, we know that.
Double down, you know?
But for those of you guys that don't, you can pop over to trycaliper.com/factor, get 20% off your free order, or your first order, excuse me. So it's trycaliper.com/factor. Don't forget the promo code factor to get that 20% off at trycaliper.com. So,
wait, did we scan her butt enough for the cells? Are we sure it's gone from the butt?
This episode is insane. So it was capital punishment, and then it was maps. And then it was Ice Age Jurassic Park. So
People
and then Pat, we're
themselves
about to go more intense, right? More intensity.
You're not gonna like it.
Okay.
We're about to talk about this fucking creepy ass piece of shit mayor.
Okay, let's do it.
I've heard he's bad.
Let's get into it. All right, guys, you do not want to piss off the mayor of Cambridge, Maryland. You just don't want to. It's not something you want to do because the 32-year-old mayor of Cambridge, Maryland, Andrew Bradshaw, is a vengeful mayor, and he rules the 12,600 residents of his own town just like he rules his own personal love life, and that's with an iron and unforgiving fist. There's a picture of Andrew.
Look at this guy.
He's a goof.
Oh, my God. Who elected this guy?
Anyone have any idea what this little turd did?
Look at his little teeth. His upper lip, he's got little teeth out. Like
He
a little...
abused his power in some way. Oh, my goodness.
Embezzlement.
Look at that sailing jacket.
He looks like a mail order bride scenario. He was hiring Asians to come over and fuck him.
Close. Put that aside for 1 second. Quick fun fact for Wes and Mark before we continue. Cambridge, Maryland, is home of the Horn Point Laboratory, right, which is the largest oyster hatchery on the East Coast. And a myth states that in 1699, William Kidd, who was an explorer, hid treasure stolen from sugar traders on land, which today is the Horn Point Lab. So students and researchers enjoy speculating where the treasure may be.
I love that. We'll have to look into that.
So you say this is Cambridge. This is.
Yeah,
I've actually spent a lot of time in Cambridge. Okay, so this is the Eastern
Oysters
Shore.
make you
Maryland.
fuck.
Mm-hmm. That's it's pretty much small town, which is why a 32-year-old is the
That's
mayor.
the real
who treasure.
treasure.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, guys. Okay. So here's what happened. Old Andrew got broken up with, and I guess he didn't like that. So he went on a little website called Reddit, and decided to start over the course of like 3 or 4 months, leaking nude photos of his ex-girlfriend on Reddit, and he was posting them.
Why Reddit though?
Because Reddit's probably the place that you would do this.
Oh, because of photos. It wasn't videos.
It was photos. There's lots of different subreddits, right? And he kind of hit them all. And what he did is he created a bunch of Reddit's accounts that used a username that were like permutations of his ex-girlfriend's legal name and date of birth. So I'm not going to say her name, but blank blank 1995, the year she was born, or
Her address and shit.
more just like maybe like 10 or 8 burner accounts on Reddit, all that like
You know who it was based on the
you could
burner
tell
accounts.
you
Yeah,
could tell it was her, right?
Yeah.
And
Or trying to be her.
right, she posted in some of the he posted in some of the subreddits as her. The subreddits being humiliating comments, subreddit degrade this pig, subreddit degraded captions, subreddit slut, subreddit needy sluts, and so on.
He didn't need to do those subreddits because the pictures spoke for that.
All the good ones.
No, the comments were really crafted by Andrew.
Right, he's trying to get he's trying to get people to
It's a sexist
shame
joke.
his ex's body.
Yeah, I know. I was like, so you didn't need to do the horror ones because he was just posting the pictures. He didn't need to tell that. Yeah.
Well, on top of that, guys, Andrew, I guess, he posted some of the images of his ex-girlfriend in some interracial sex subreddits, pretending to be his girlfriend as if she was documenting her first sexual experience with a man of a darker skin color, because he's also a racist piece of shit.
Yeah, classic move.
Yeah.
Wait, what? But is he in any of the photos, or is it
No,
just her?
just her.
It's like he's
What's
put
she
like
doing?
an NBA player superimposed over him.
Yeah.
Is that what he did? Did he Photoshop?
Rodman's body.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I mean, I
And
guess
you just see like a little bit of a white gut sticking out over it.
it sounds like
maybe.
Andrew's girl may have slept with a black man, and he
And he
really
caught
didn't
her.
like that.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't like
It was
that.
probably her choice, and after they were broken up, and Andrew was like, "Oh, my dick's probably not as big, and my body's definitely not
So I'm
as
going to post her nude in a
tight."
That's right.
Yeah,
white
this makes me
female
uncomfortable
seeking black male.
and angry.
She forced his hand by dating the black guy.
So he
So
posted.
weird.
What could he do?
He had no choice really, but to show what a racist piece of shit he was by posting things.
He finds out and immediately boots up the computer. Well,
Yep.
Oh, she likes black guys, huh? I'll
I
show
know the
her.
Reddit thread for that.
yeah,
What the fuck is this guy's problem? He's such a
Grade
nerd.
this pig.
he's a mayor.
Yeah, he was posting things like posting her photo, and then the comment was, or the copy of the post was, ready to try black dick for the first time. I'm gonna do it in Andrew's voice, not her. Jesus. And ready to put black dick between these titties for the first time.
What?
Oh man,
This guy's a creep.
24-year-old white girl
she was
looking
living
for
in his
first
head.
black dick. And then Andrew got a little bit more exploratory in the space. It wasn't just showing off his racism; it was his misogyny and and also a bit of his creative writing skills.
Okay.
He just sits down at the desk with his coffee.
Yeah.
And just
As the mayor. As the mayor. Like someone comes in, he's like, "Get out of here! Get out of here!"
How he got anything done for the town?
He
to be
didn't.
honest with you.
He didn't. That's why they knew it was him, because he was in his office the whole
Fucking
day.
computer. His
Yeah.
town, his Cambridge, Maryland computer was filled with Reddit posts.
Hit one of his posts is like,
nudes,
I'm so dumb and slutty. Can you imagine going from the perfect mayor to this black guy? Why am I so stupid?
It was kind of like that.
me.
Yeah.
Andrew said things like, "It's been a while. Need a load of cum to wear on these fat, pale titties." And then wishing I had a guy to get on top this morning to bounce his dick and then wear his cum on my titties.
Wow.
so mad.
Wow.
She never saw any of this. Like, what the fuck is his problem?
He's torturing himself.
He's so mad. Yeah, he is. He's so mad.
He's torturing himself.
It goes on. It's raining. Time to masturbate all day and post pics of my titties on Reddit. Smiley face.
What a life.
This is sad. All he had was tit pics. He didn't even
Yeah,
have,
hold on.
like,
No.
It goes on. Yeah. The look.
She made him
as-
delete the vagina pics. Well, this guy's a loser.
Yeah, he is.
The look as you come inside me after 5 minutes when you said you'd go 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That's,
What a weird caption.
Good morning.
That's
Would
him
you
ratting
like-
him. That's him
Yeah,
ratting
it's just
himself
him
out.
on- it's just-
That's
it's
him
just
ratting
him,
himself
like-
out for claiming he was going to go
for
20.
being a premature ejaculator. But
Hold on,
but
hold on.
also, there's just there's so many layers to that post.
Gets
though, with
better.
The times,
Yeah, he's
the exact
insane.
times he gave. Yeah.
It's a glimpse into a madman's mind.
She's never going to see it.
It gets better. It gets better. Good morning. Would you like breakfast and a tit fuck? And then on Easter, guys.
Yes!
On Easter Sunday.
Sure.
On Easter Sunday, he posted a photo and he wrote, "He is risen, but I'd like to make something else rise in your pants."
Nice.
Good one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Picture.
He was waiting for Easter for that one. He had that one on deck.
How many
Dad sent me to
replies?
Catholic school. Now I post pics of my titties on Reddit for guys to jerk off to
Right.
me.
Pat, how many guys responded and were like, "Dude, how many times are you going to post the same tits?" Like,
How many people
'cause, like,
respond like, dude, this is you, the mayor of Cambridge.
This is a guy, isn't it?
because he's got to be
me-
posting the same tit picture
Hey.
over and over.
Hey, Mayor Andrew, can you fix the stop sign on Center Street?
My titties are big, but so is my tummy, and I have so many self-esteem issues because of it.
Oh no!
Jesus.
What an asshole!
Yeah. You want to keep going, or?
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty
A couple
funny.
more wouldn't
Yeah.
hurt.
Okay. All right. My titties are a perfect place to deposit your seed. Winky face.
He's running out of ideas.
Every morning, I get off to the thought of dozens of guys jerking off and pumping their load to pics of my fat titties.
There we go.
Wait, but that's just him
Loves
saying
titties.
that, though.
Yeah, he's starting to become her. This is getting to be like a Wriggleman scenario with the Bigfoot. This worlds are blending like here. Like it's becoming very bizarre. He's
wants
enjoying
to be
it too
like
much.
A
Yeah.
chubby chick who masturbates on camera. He wants
Not-
to be a chubby cam
Yes, not to mention the fact that he is jerking off to his own posts of her, which is his
clearly.
ex. Yeah.
girl. Clearly,
And the
jacking
responses
off
he's
the
getting.
replies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thoughts on these big titties and soft, chubby body?
They're great.
What do you think of these titties?
My round
what
belly
it's
is peeking
titties.
into this pic with my round titties.
Have you seen these titties?
Look at this guy.
He loves the word titty.
He does. You ever seen some titties like these titties?
I'm on my back waiting for you to spray my titties. And then the view as you're about to slide your cock between my titties. There's more.
Guy loves the titty fuck.
50 counts, guys. 50 counts, maximum of 2 years per count. He did this for a while, quite a while. Yeah.
Yeah, her one picture of her tits was like a
Jeez.
star on Reddit.
You got to clean that the new mayor's got to clean that office. Deep
What
clean.
what a piece of garbage.
You
Yeah,
have to get the steam vac in there.
and the problem is you can easily find out who his girlfriend was, right?
Right,
'Cause-
because he was
Don't
posting
say it.
all over.
Yeah, I'm not going to, but what a piece of shit. And then real
Do you have
quick,
a
guys.
picture of? I mean,
I do, but I'm
Picture,
not
you
gonna
have a
show.
picture with tits though.
yeah, that's what I really want.
I don't have any of the
Like
Reddit
a covered
things.
up one.
Yeah.
Maybe in
Well,
like a
I'll just say
low-cut
that
shirt
they
or
were.
something.
I'll
How
just say
round
that
are her titties though?
I'll just
I
say they
gotta
were
see.
very evenly matched looks wise.
Okay.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, people could sleuth this anyway.
We'll sleuth
yeah,
it,
it's
yeah.
fucked up.
I'll save this last one for or for tomorrow's show, guys, because that's a long one. Thank you guys so much for listening to Hard Factor. Let's get to 50,000.
Yeah.
At Hard Factor News IG. Have a great fucking day.